What's up, suckers? It's me. I have returned. And today I wanted to do something a little bit different. Usually I talk about just ADHD apps I've stumbled upon, and I think it makes people think that I am a lot more productive than I actually am, because I'm usually playing with productivity apps or time blocking apps, and so people are like, oh, you just got your shit together. And it's like, no. So I wanted to give you guys a look at what I use on my phone every day. Some of these are things that you have seen before, some of them aren't, but this is gonna be kind of the order that I use things every day. So let's get into it, starting with right after I wake up. At the time that I'm recording this, I'm actually in the midst of testing a few apps for meditation. I think I've mentioned before that I really think that meditation is worth it. It's a great thing to get into. And it's funny because I think that a lot of people think that it is counterintuitive, because people with ADHD have a hard time focusing, and they think that meditation is all about focus, and it's really not. It's more about being able to bring your mind back from wherever it wanders to. And sometimes you are going to have to do that multiple times, but it's a great skill to learn. Plus, it also teaches you to pay attention to your breathing, to do body scans without judgment. It's worth it to learn, and I try to do it every day right after I wake up. And generally, I try to only do about 5 minutes of it, but if I have a little bit of extra time and I feel like it, I'll do 10. And right now, I am testing 3 different meditation apps. I am testing one called Exhale, one called Vital, and one called Balance. Vital and Exhale both do personalized meditations that you kind of type in what you're dealing with, and then it will give you, it'll generate a meditation for you that is based off of what you're going through. Balance is kind of more one of those where they're personalized, but not hyper personalized, not like AI personalized. Basically, you just kind of mention the things you're going through, and it will, as it gets to know you over time, try to give you meditations that fit you better. Once I'm done testing all 3 of them, I'll definitely come back here and talk a little bit more about what I liked about each, what I didn't like about each, so that you have a chance to decide if any of these will work for you. So then after I meditate, I do some very important things. By very important things, I mean I scroll Reddit until I'm angry, and then I play whatever game I am obsessed with at the time. At least right now, I'm obsessed with a game called Sorcery School, because I'm a million years old and I love solitaire, and it's like a mixture between solitaire and RPG games. So I have a great time playing it. If you decide you're going to try it, totally possible to play for free. But just so you know, the developers, at least at this point, have still not updated the main story, and apparently it's been like almost a year at this point. So, just take it slow. And maybe by the time you get to the end of it, you'll have stuff to actually look forward to. So then I have to get up with the family, and we go ahead, we eat breakfast, and then after that, I study my languages and I journal. When I'm studying my languages, I'm comfortable saying that I am bilingual, but my Spanish is not fluent, and so I still work on my Spanish, and I'm learning French. I am using Duolingo for that, and I know that some people get kind of twitchy about Duolingo because it's gamified and it's not the same as going to classes. And to that I say, obviously, it's not, okay? But for an ADHD brain, it is gamified, and it does have different things. It does have kind of like this building block way of teaching you languages that is very good for brains that need to work on pattern recognition. So it is a great place to start. And then if you want to learn more, there are all these other ways to learn more. I was using an app called Lango Talk, which I think is great. That's another AI entry where it is more about teaching you how to speak, which is, to me, the most important thing. But it does not have a family plan, and it's kind of expensive, so I'm holding off on using that until maybe that is updated sometime in the future. But I'd highly suggest it if it ever does. As mentioned in my last video, I am using Rosebud for journaling. I do have to say that every once in a while I am tempted to go back to Untold. So if you find out later that I am using Untold, don't at me. I don't, it's not on purpose. It's just, they're both really good and I love things about them both. And frankly, if it made sense for me to have journals in them both, I would, but I can't. So, I don't know. Right now I'm using Rosebud every day and you can watch my video on that to hear how that works if you haven't already. But you never know. I might wind up using Untold again. I might not. Who knows? And when I'm using Rosebud, I generally tend to use the Go Deeper button about 3 times to talk about things if I have a lot to talk about before I move on with my day. After this, if I am super duper fucking busy and I really need to throw things together and I need to kind of see how everything's going to fit in my day, I will tend to plan it via time blocking. I used to use Sunsama for this all the time, and I did have somebody ask me recently if I still use it. I don't, but not because I don't love it, only because it just does not fit my life anymore. If I get back to the point where I am working full-time, then I will be using Sunsama again because I absolutely love its balance between work and life. But right now, since it's mostly just life, I use the Structured app, which is a fantastic app. I did forget to mention in the beginning that I am not affiliated with any of the apps that I am mentioning. Besides, I do have an affiliate link for Rosebud just to be able to give you guys 15% off on it. And the link for that's in the description. But otherwise, these are all apps that I have nothing to do with. I just really like them. And I'll do a video on Structured sometime because I really think that there's just a lot to delve into with them, and I think that they are extremely ADHD friendly. It's great to be able to see how my day is going to be laid out using them, and I can't say that I can't say enough about how much I love them. When I am on top of my goals, when everybody in my house isn't sick, I also prefer to check in with an app called Grit, which is great for setting up habits. In fact, I'm also thinking that I need to do a video on that. Really what I'm realizing is that I have like 4 or 5 different apps I need to do videos on, so keep an eye out for that. And then there are some apps that I just use throughout the day for specific things. A while ago, I looked at my wardrobe and realized that there was a lot in there that I wasn't using, and I wanted to make sure I utilized it right, so I used the app Stylebook. It is only available on Apple, but I'm sure that you can probably find something similar on Android. It's about $5 on the App Store for all of my Apple people out there. And basically what it does is it helps to keep track of all of your clothes, and it even helps you come up with outfits using said clothes with its shuffle option. So it's a great app to have, and I was really excited to be in there just about every day planning out what I was going to wear for the week and just kind of watching myself utilize the stuff that I owned. So it's a great thing to use. Storygraph is an alternative to Goodreads. It is much faster. I think it's prettier, and it's just a lot more granular in book ratings. I DNF'd a few books last year, and Goodreads does not allow me to do that. And I am of the camp that if I DNF a book, it still counts towards my count for the year. So, which Storygraph doesn't do either now that I think about it, which is kind of bullshit. But anyway, you are able to go ahead and just DNF a book if you're not happy, if you're not happy with it, and you can just enter that and then it just disappears and you can move on to the next book, which is great. Besides, life is too short to read books that you don't like. I'm looking at you, the other black girl. And of course, I use a lot of social media apps. You can't live in Costa Rica without WhatsApp and Facebook. That's just not done. And Instagram is still a thing for a reason, so I do have that. Don't follow me there. I never am there. If you want to continue to follow what I'm doing, you can follow me either here or Bluesky. The apps for the links for those, or where I'm at on those, is in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much what I use all day. As I was putting this together, as I was writing this out, I kept asking myself if I was forgetting anything, and I don't think I am. But if there's anything that you feel that I am missing, or anything that you would like to know about any of the apps that I mentioned that you're curious about, go ahead and drop a comment. I will happily answer that for you. And I don't think I mentioned that you should like and subscribe yet, but you should do that. And yeah, thank you very much for being here. Drink plenty of water, take good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.